Promise to behave.
I don't.
I was gonna say you're not the one I'm worried about. Them frogs got a mind.
This just isn't gonna show, is it?
But you know, I'm convinced that certain players, when they get to Baltimore, just forget how to play baseball. Because Chris Owings, for years, was always but one of the best utility players in baseball. Play a bunch of different positions, and hit the ball pretty well for a utility guy. I think he's forgotten how to play baseball since he got to the league.
Yeah.
Let's hope the Angels don't kick my butt. Oh, I'm facing Shohei Ohtani. But unlike real life, they have the DH in the lineup, so he's not batting. And I didn't face him in the first game of the series either. Only one. I have a viewer. Hello, viewer. Is that you, Amish?
No.
It's probably Frog.
It's not me. I'm watching Borowski.
Oh, you're trying to rescue a bar?
Thank you.
Ooh.
How do you...
Come on.
Come on, Mountcastle. I guarantee the Orioles will not lose tomorrow.
Okay.
They
They're
don't
off.
play tomorrow, do they?
Nope. Just like I can always tell you the score of the game before it begins.
Yep.
0-0.
Yep.
You know how much money I took from my classmates in elementary school telling that joke? Hey, when you're in elementary school, $1 or 50 cents is a lot of money.
All right. What do you mean the height's not 1-to-1?
Dang it.
I hope everything's okay with Amish or Amos.
I'm gonna have to...
I think it should be.
Hmm.
All right, let's try this.
So, What would Shohei Ohtani have to do, or how long would he have to do it before you'd say he's better than Babe Ruth?
That's kind of
Or
the
are you,
long fish hypothetical. I couldn't answer that until
or are
gave me
you
a
already
feeling.
to that point?
Nah, hasn't played long enough yet. I don't know how much longer he'd have to play.
The only thing I'm willing to say right now is he is the closest thing to Ruth since Ruth. I will give him that. Just because of the talent on both sides of the ball. Because let's face it, if Babe Ruth hadn't stopped pitching to focus on hitting full time, he'd have still gone to the Hall of Fame as a pitcher.
Bottom of the first. And starting this one is Tyler Wells. Well, last time out, picked up the win.
Now you're telling me you're a PNG file? You told me you were a JPEG file before, you dummy. What the heck?
Performance like last time out, his team will be happy. John Birdie takes a strike as he leads things off.
John Birdie.
That one misses in the dirt.
Alright, let's see what I can do here.
The 1-1.
Oh.
And now 1 and 2. Chases the changeup in the dirt. Anytime. And the drop third strike leads to the first out.
I don't want.
I mean,
And that's in there for strike one.
so, and I know that I'm 99% sure I've asked you this before, Amish, so I apologize. But where does Angels in the Outfield rank for you?
I don't have it on a baseball movies list. It's too much of a Disney crazy for me to rank it.
That one lifted to left.
Fair enough.
How did I just do that?
I'm the one that you've told me before you don't like, that always surprised me, and not because of the Twins connection, just because I'm surprised you don't like Little Big League.
Right. No. Sorry.
In this lineup, I think as they gel together, gain some maturity over the course of the season, they could be playing October baseball.
Not like it. Alright, now that better be a JPEG.
I do want to add, like, how much of the movie Little Big League do you remember?
All of it, I think. I mean, I can't recite you lines and tell you
Well, no.
specific scenes or things.
There-
I just,
So if you remember, the kid's favorite player, Jerry Johnson, the one he ends up releasing.
yeah.
I heard years ago that character was loosely based off Kirby Puckett, which I don't necessarily see how that is, because to my recollection, Kirby Puckett never got to the point with the Twins where he was playing poorly and they were just holding on to him because of who he was.
The only thing I could say about that was there was that point where, they'll probably let the Red Sox, outbid them because he just isn't worth that kind of money, type of thing.
But he
That's
never
what's closest.
he never left the Twins, right?
Nope.
Ed Drummond behind the plate calling balls and strikes. Maybe one of the most respected umpires around the league.
I tell you what, guys like Puckett, Ripken, Jeter, playing for one franchise, Tony Gwynn, that's going to become a lot less and less. Not only because of the player, but let's face it, the teams don't have the same loyalty to. I mean, I'm honestly surprised Brandon Crawford's spent his entire career with San Francisco. I just don't think there's the same loyalty in sports anymore.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons I won't buy. That's one of the reasons I don't buy sports jerseys anymore.
Okay.
Because as soon as you buy a jersey, they lead the team.
No score here in the second.
That happened with Buxton, man. I'm gonna get my Buxton jersey finally.
Now teeing it up.
I believe now. I believe finally.
Did you like that little stat that I told you about Miguel Cabrera?
That was cool. Rocco. It's kind of obscure, weird, but it was cool. Which baseball stats are supposed to be that way, anyways.
Good eye right there. And there's ball four.
Man, that's a tough one to take on the full count. I guess he saw it.
Yeah, I thought you'd find that funny the other night when I was like, I think he has a pretty good shot at making the Hall of Fame. Like, like just played it off like, maybe.
First pitch just misses.
Here's an interesting question. If you could restart both of their careers at their rookie year and take one on your team, who you taking, Pujols or Cabrera?
I think Miggy, because he could play third early in his career.
And he played the outfield.
And yeah, yeah.
What about you, Frog?
What?
If you could go back to if you could have either guy from day one of their career for their entire career, who you taking, Pujols or Cabrera?
From the beginning of their MLB career, or
From day one of their rookie year.
yeah, I'd probably say Cabrera.
You know what? You guys pick on me about how much I tweet, but that actually might make a pretty good poll question.
Anthony Rendon
Okay.
making his way to the plate.
Another poll.
That's in for a strike.
Poll tweets and poll tweets. That's your entire Twitter, I think.
It's not my entire Twitter.
Tweets and poll tweets, yeah. Some,
Well-
well, you do have some retweets, I guess, but
In the air, out
Why
towards
isn't it showing up? It's a JPG file. Come on.
Most of my retweets are like quotes because I usually say something about.
Justin Upton at the plate. That one fouled off.
Only thing I can say about Pujols though is, unlike Cabrera, he got a title.
Swing and a miss.
Actually, no. Was Cabrera on one of those Marlins teams that won a title? He would have had to have been on the 2000. Wasn't he on the? Was he on the 2000? I think 3 team that beat the Yankees with
Nothing here in the bottom of the second.
Josh Beckett.
I'm checking.
Next pitch is down slow.
I know he wasn't on the 97 team. It would have had to have been the. I think it was 2003 or 2002.
Feeling for the hitter.
The line to kick the pitch. Stays alive. Pitch. In the air out towards right center. Mullins makes his way towards it. Calls it in for the out. Two outs, bases empty.
Yes, he was.
And now it's
Okay, so he did get a title. So him and Pujols both have one.
It's only late
Pujols both have one ring.
hoping he'll turn it around soon. Kicks and fires.
Pudge was the catcher. Woohoo.
Or wait a minute. Did Pujols win 1 ring or 2 rings with the Cardinals?
Ooh, here's another good question.
Because I know they had the year against the that win against the Rangers,
Okay.
but I feel like they had one more during
Was that
Pujols.
Was that the David Freese World Series? Was he with them?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was the Ron Washington was 1 out away from winning the World Series as a manager instead of a coach.
And it's a full count. Hard hit, left field, base hit.
He needed that one. It's been a tough stretch for the
I would like to.
In 04, 06, 11, and 13.
He's got 4 World Series.
Max Stassi.
Oh, wait, did they just get... Oh, they appeared. Okay, never mind.
Look at a called strike.
So they appeared in 04, 06, 11, 13. Which of those did they win, though?
I feel like they won 2 of those.
Next offering is downstairs. Fly ball down the line.
Okay, yeah, they won in 06 and 11. Okay.
Okay, so he's got 1 more World Series ring than. Matter of fact, I think one of those World Series was against the Tigers, if I recall.
And into the box for Baltimore. Chris Owens.
I'd like to see both of them retire at the end of the year so they could go into the Hall of Fame together.
And it's fouled.
Because they're both going to be first ballot.
Well, so it's not going to download, really. I'll be dang.
And he's down 0-2 as he swings through it.
Oh, wow.
Good gravy. Maybe I have to log out of this. Let's try
Pitch
this.
downstairs. And a count 1-2.
0-2 curve right there. Hitter kind of expects that. Good job of just showing that confidence and trying to get back into this count.
I still can't believe the Angels released Albert Pujols last year.
Yeah.
I can't believe it got to that point.
Riding to the plate. The punch out there. 1 down.
Came inside with that 2-strike fastball nicely.
It almost reminded me of like the old wrestler that holds on too long and shouldn't be in the ring. Like,
It's a foul ball. And, a lot of pitchers, they really don't like working inside with 2 strikes because they do not want to hit that batter. And when they've got him up against the ropes, got to figure out a way to put him away. Did a nice job right there.
Next offering misses. And the count is 2-0. The 2-0 is in for a strike. And it's even up.
Just not able to catch up to the velocity.
I wonder if Sonya Deville is going to actually take the title from Bianca Belair tomorrow.
Into left center for a base hit.
WWE likes to make people look bad in their hometown. And they're in Tennessee. Which means I hope we get an appearance from the mayor, Kane.
Glenn.
I cracked up laughing when the Undertaker said, "And you stole all my moves." But then he followed up and said, "You did them better."
And a pitch. And that one gets past the catcher.
Yeah, I'm just not talented enough to do the stadium thing.
Oh, please, you're talented.
Not with the stadium creator, I'm not.
You know how I know you're talented?
And he struck him out. That's the second out.
You're a frog, and you're doing all this talking without a hand up your back like your cousin Kermit.
For the Orioles. Swings through that one. 0-1.
It's a wonder why Miss Piggy doesn't wants Kermit and not you. Actually, I probably know why she doesn't want you. You probably threatened to turn her into bacon.
Delicious.
Next offering misses down the
AFK a while.
Alright.
2-1 pitch is
I think our buddy's frustrated.
Pretty rare location right there.
I'm starting to get there too. This is ridiculous. I have the right file, the right width to height. It's 1:1.
What are you trying to do?
Put in the UNLV logo.
Oh,
In the air, left
It's
field
not
down
like.
the line, and that one
I mean,
gets
they
down
message
there
you
low.
if it's copyright infringement, and I have the Hawkeyes one there.
Trey
I have
Mancini.
that there forever, and it isn't really
That in this game, so there's
copying the Hawkeyes logo.
shoot that pitch the other way and still put something on it. That pitch was inside, and he let it get really deep.
This
So
one doesn't have a
pretty
trademark
incredible
or
hands to fly it
watercolor
off
or
and
anything
still
like
get
that.
good wood on it. Now a huge at bat.
It's
in
like,
this
come
game
on.
coming up.
What's the deal?
2 on, 2 outs. Swing and a
so by the way, I watched a YouTube video that kind of blew my mind about one of my,
Bouncing around,
like,
not distracting your teammate.
2 of my favorite
Make sure that
80s movies that
focus on
Yeah.
that pitcher.
may actually be connected but never mentioned.
And the
Oh
inning
no.
is
So
and welcome
they speculated that
fielder Taylor.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off
hmm
and The Breakfast Club
Okay.
That one misses, and it's 1
may have actually taken place in the same universe and in the same high school. Because if you
Okay.
look, there's a picture in one of the scenes in one of the hallways of high school.
First Bueller?
No, in the Breakfast Club,
Oh, okay.
where it references the
Say
name of the high.
Ferris?
No,
Oh.
it references the name of the high school,
Oh, okay.
but it's also the high school's name is the same high school.
Yeah.
And if you look at the shots of the hallway and whatnot,
Okay.
they look like they're exactly.
Oh, yeah, maybe producer's name is
Oh.
escaping my mind. Did that on purpose. Shot
What's
him in
up,
the
bud?
scene.
How are you?
Next offering is down low.
He,
Yay! It came on. Yay! It finally downloaded. I
How
can
are you, Irish?
Move on.
he said it was. I think he said Middle East, or
Out to short.
it was a high school in Chicago.
To first,
Yeah.
and he's out. So safe at second, out at first on the attempted double play. Now at the plate, Mike Trout. He's a guy who does
Mike Fish.
And the first pitch misses for ball 1.
How's your school year going, Irish?
Swing and a miss. That's strike 1. There's a swing and a drive. Now bounce takes it over the fence. That's an automatic double. As they jump up, run scores. Walsh takes a ball here
Good,
as
glad to
he
hear
stands
it.
in now.
Put a drive into that ball, and he was rewarded
I miss,
for sure.
I miss talking to you.
If he got enough of it to get the defense in the air, but I'm sure
Still keeping up on Cobra Kai?
with the automatic double.
Next offering
Better
is
be.
in for a strike.
Not sure if you heard him. Amish said you better be.
And it's second.
Do you want to pop in our PSN party chat?
Not in time. He's safe. Two outs with a runner at third. The 3-2 is off the outside edge, and that is ball 4.
Well, a breaking ball in that 3-2 count kind of tells you that that's the pitch he has the most confidence in right now. Just couldn't find the strike zone.
Comes up empty on the swing. 0-2 now. Next pitch is in the dirt. Gonna count 1-2. At the belt and fires. Got him. Good job of damage control right there. Start of the 4th. Now it's the shortstop, Ramon Urias.
You still there, Amish?
Yep. Must concentrate. Focus.
Swing and a miss. Strike one.
Yeah, I don't think
Speaking of Cobra Kai.
anyone's got good numbers swinging pitches in that location.
The next offering misses, and that's ball one.
But
That one
but
upstairs.
anyway, Irish just confirmed that they were filmed in the same high school in Chicago.
Good.
But now whether they're supposed to be within the same quote unquote movie universe,
Now in this 3-ball
that's what the
game, you can
YouTube video is speculating.
take your walk if they'll give it to you.
And that's ball four.
Yeah, if both John Hughes projects, you know, makes sense.
Odor looks at a ball as he stands in for the second time. Nobody out, runner at first.
Nowadays, you'd almost do both movies as a dual production so to save money.
It's fouled back.
One day film scenes from one, next day film scenes from the other.
All right. Well, COVID kind
Comes
of
the pitch.
put that into play.
With 2 strikes, may see some movement over there.
I'm back.
Hello.
They double play here.
By the way, I'm convinced people on YouTube have nothing better to do than to stir up. I keep every day I see videos. Pedro Pascal fired from Mandalorian. Like
All the speculation.
if that were true, it would be. I'd be hearing about it from much more reliable sources than just YouTube.
Right. Entertainment Tonight or
Right.
something like that, yeah.
He's got a good pistol, no doubt.
I mean, because The Mandalorian's become a pretty popular show.
One down below the zone. Next offering is down low.
When you get ahead in the count, there's no doubt that the success rate goes up. And that's what he's been doing. It's been a big impact for him in recent games.
And a pitch.
I think that's the least my foot's bothered me to go up and down the stairs in a couple of days, so might be on my path to recovery.
Next offering.
You're back on your path to greatness.
In the dirt.
That's about as nasty of a sprint as you'll come across, especially in terms of movement. I mean, that thing tumbles out of his hand and just drops off the table at the last moment. If he keeps it down, it's just so tough to put with.
And first offering is fouled off.
Shohei is beating me.
With 2 away.
Uh-oh.
And he's down 0-2 as he swings through it.
Threw that fastball right by him, slightly elevated. That's a confidence boost for this guy out there on the mound.
And a swing and a miss. Third out, that ends the frame. Bottom 4. Now here is Justin Upton. The wind of the pitch. That clips a corner.
Hogwarts.
Swing and a miss. That's strike 2. Swing and a miss. That one in the dirt. In time to get him. One away in the
I did find one. I think I told you guys earlier. I found one new Camden that looked okay.
Okay.
left field. McKenna
Problem is, there's so many little nuances to Camden Yards.
running.
You really can't duplicate it.
Pretty good job on the mound in this one, Siggy. It feels like we've seen a lot of off-balance swings.
Yep.
Zinger Stadium.
And, obviously, he's not a big strikeout guy, but he gets soft contact and he gets out.
And there's the strike. Swing and a high fly ball down the left field line, but hooking foul.
Fortnite Field.
Pitch.
Why not?
And 1-2. Swing and a miss. And he
Yeah, there's lots of Hogwarts stuff in there.
will end the inning. And the Angels are back here at the ballpark. We go to the top of the fifth. Now here's Chris Owens.
Harry Potter didn't play baseball.
Ohtani.
Showed him.
And there's a ball.
Public.
Action in the pen down there. Archie Bradley getting ready to come in for Joe Matt. Myers warming up as well. And the 1-0.
Palms by the bay.
In the air, left side. Upton settles underneath it. Brings it in.
By the way, did Justin Upton end up signing anywhere, or is he just...
I don't think he did.
Cedric Mullins, the next to hit for the
Yeah,
Orioles.
I guess we know now why Michael Conforto never signed anywhere.
Yeah, I think Amos.
Look
Yeah.
out. And it hit him.
So, Boog, if you had to take one for the team, where would you want to get hit?
Chris, I think I'd have to say upper hamstring. And there's something you don't see very much in today's game.
There you go. I asked Frog that question earlier. If you had to take one for the team, Amish, where would you want to get hit?
This to center field. Trout is there.
Probably my left butt cheek.
Pulls it in.
That's what I would have said. Been like Forrest Gump in the buttocks.
Buttocks.
That way when
That's
Prentice...
essentially what I said was hip or shoulder.
That way when President Kennedy looks at you and says, I'd like to see that. Or that was... That's right.
Eisenhower, actually.
Eisenhower. Yeah, it was Eisenhower.
Two down to the inning.
That's right. He told Kennedy he had to pee.
And there's a rocket into
Yes.
the outfield.
I got to pee.
Trout hustles it back in.
I just can't picture John Travolta doing that role. I really can't.
That would have been awful. It would have flopped.
This ball game. Takes a little back control right there. Got a pitch on the inside. Saw it deep into the zone.
Like I can see why the character was meant for John Travolta. I just can't see him pulling it off. Like,
Right.
Comes on now. He last pitched 4 days ago, so
It
he's
would have been more of a. It wouldn't have been as comical. It would have been more serious of a mental handicap acting. Hanks just is perfect at pulling a comedic thing off of something that's stereotyped and people get uncomfortable about.
well, my question is because Gary Sinise was always one of Tom Hanks's guys because Gary Sinise was in a lot of Tom Hanks movies. You know, if Travolta does Gump, do you still get Gary Sinise's? Yeah.
Right.
Incredibly efficient this
question.
one. First pitch strike percentage over 70%. That's well above league average, and that's what's allowed him to pitch well up until this point.
Mullins makes the play and a one down. John Birdie at the plate. In there for strike one.
I don't even know if I would see the.
There on the mound, consistently throwing at
I don't even know if I would see the chemistry between the mother and John Travolta's.
Oh, I don't know. I think Sally and John do pretty good together.
I didn't realize till after Burt Reynolds died how close her and him and Sally were.
And next for LA, David Fletcher.
Speaking the Bennett's are quite the years.
In there, and it's
There were people that were saying that for Burt Reynolds, Sally was always the one that the quote unquote the one that got away.
Really got challenging with the fastball right there. Just couldn't catch up.
I don't care. I love Sally Fields and Steel Magnolias.
that completes the strikeout, and that'll do it.
I think the key is arm action.
I think the movie Steel Magnolias is hilarious.
Start of the sixth, John Shambi with Chris Singleton. And leading off, Ramon Urias. And first offering is fouled off.
So are you going to the movies to see the new Top Gun movie?
Oh yeah, I'm taking the wife.
High in the air, out to right.
It's gonna be awesome.
When does that come out? End of May?
Memorial Day weekend.
Rougned Odor comes up to the plate now. And he swings and misses.
You gotta kind of love the tie-in with Goose and the fact that one of the main male characters is his son. Which I didn't pick up on until after the second time I watched the trailer.
Okay.
Left-hand hitter waits.
Because the first time I watched it, I was like, why is he saying he trusted you and I'm not going to make that mistake? I was like, huh? He who? And I'm like...
His eyes got big. He saw that changeup way out in front. Better to pull it than to get jammed on something else.
Now,
Like that.
they made a reference to Iceman.
Okay.
Do you think Val Kilmer makes an appearance in the movie?
And he swings and lifts one to deep center field. That ball's carrying. And that ball is out of here.
Tied it up.
Takes him deep, and it ties it up. It's 1-1.
A breaking ball on the inside part of the plate.
It is now 1-1.
Really square with his mechanics.
Uno e uno.
There's no way you keep that ball fair. An outstanding job mechanically. He deserves that ball.
Makes the catch.
I think Iceman has to make an appearance.
Now the catcher, Robinson Chirinos. Pitch misses inside, and that's ball one. Next one.
It's a shame. It's a shame Viper's not going to be able to be in it.
This one, couple of strikeouts earlier, but
Because he died a few years back, right?
get ahead and find
Yeah.
a good hit.
Thomas, however you say. I always butcher his last name. Can't say it.
2 outs.
The only things I really remember him from were Steel Magnolias, Top Gun, Poltergeist, and Cheers.
Swing and a miss, and he is
4 completely different roles.
ready to go for the last half of the inning. Here's Trout. Back now for the bottom of the 6th, and there's a new pitcher on the mound, Dylan Tate. And this guy can bring it velocity-wise.
Oh, he's having an excellent season so far.
So here's a good one for you. We've talked movies a lot, Amish. What is your guilty pleasure movie? The movie that you like that
His velocity
got bad reviews or is not like universally liked?
righty delivers.
Maybe Red Dawn would be.
Swings and misses. Leadoff man retired in the 6th.
Mine, I have to go back to the very first, and I know we talked about this before, go back to the very first movie my parents ever took me to see. Masters of the Universe.
And you don't want to strike out, and you end up striking out. It's just
Realistically, it was not a good movie.
it's not over the plate, but because you're committed to it, in his hand,
As an adult, I can see why people did not like the casting of Dolph Lundgren as He-Man coming off of
Anthony Rendon up to the plate.
Rocky, because they're like, how do you take this guy who,
like this, you grab
like, people are legitimately mad at for killing off Carl Weathers and try to make him an action hero?
Next pitch is outside. Ball at first, one
Like, I've seen interviews where with Dolph Lundgren where he said he got death threats
right there, 4-pitch walk, and
after, like, you do realize, like, and I want to say to these people, you do realize it's a movie. He didn't actually kill Carl Weathers.
facing a guy like this, Chris.
But then again, I guess it's the same thing with wrestlers getting death threats. I mean,
make him elevate the pitch because he's not as effective
When Sergeant Slaughter turned his back on America and became that Iraqi sympathizer,
Poor guy.
Slaughter got Bob Remus got death threats along with his wife.
Swings and misses, and we're filled up.
His kids got threats in school. Like,
That's not right at all.
Is there a little wrinkle to that? I think there was.
Yeah. A little slider action.
2 on, 1 out. Fouled off again. And it remains 3-2.
I don't agree with people that just say that kind of stuff's the price of fame. Like, no. Say whatever you want to me. Like, I chose this life.
That's right.
And I mean, I guess you could even argue that the wife chose to marry you, so you could say she chose the life. But the kids didn't make the choice.
Nope.
We go to the top of the
Not their fault.
And now here is Chris Owens. Pitch. Liner, base hit.
So how much do you guys think this trial is going to hurt Johnny Depp, like,
Oh, I don't think it will.
movie-wise and whatnot, his career?
I don't think it will. I think everybody's just going to have a good laugh at who he is personally now.
Go just a bit high. And go ahead, run.
I mean, I don't know why everybody's so surprised. He was always a little eccentric.
Yeah, exactly.
It just so happens now that you're finding out just how eccentric he is.
Next pitch is popped.
My favorite movie of his, have you ever seen Secret Window?
I actually haven't.
And there's one down.
That is... That's one of those movies. So I love Secret Window. Problem with Secret Window, it's one of those movies like the Saw movies.
Doesn't find the zone.
Once you see it the first time, like the first time is the best time. Every other time after it, because you know what, because you know it's going to happen.
Okay. Yeah.
And there are 2 outs. The throw is
Like the first time you watch it and there's the twists and turns, phenomenal.
Anthony Santander at the plate. 4th time tonight.
Not to mention I like Rock Emerson, and he plays a small part in that movie.
Swing and a line drive and a base hit up the middle.
His TV show was filmed in Baltimore.
So Siggy, let's dive into the numbers.
And I really liked him and Rudy.
Made when you hit a ball that hard.
I don't think so, Bill.
You're 5 feet nothing, 100 and nothing.
It's like they didn't even swing the bat.
Speck of athletic ability.
And you're gonna walk away with a scholarship from the university.
That's flexing your muscles a little bit.
And the pitch. Next offering is outside. I'm surprised.
I met the real life Rudy when I was a teenager.
Focus on the hitter. Don't worry about
Nice.
anything else.
And now the lefty. There's a strike. Owens at third. Santander on first with 2 down. That hits the net.
But it's funny how like one life event can change the course. Like, cause that whole story about his best friend dying, and that's what made him go to like try to.
2 and 2. Squirts away a little bit.
Life works in mysterious ways, I guess.
Like a box of chocolates.
This one
You never know who's supposed to play Forrest Gump.
the grab on the run. And that is that. Orioles strand a couple. Still tied. Bottom of the inning. Now it's the DH.
Well, you know, thinking about the idea of like it's kind of like that, and I mean this is not an urban legend. There was like Michael J. Fox was not the original
Big catch. He doesn't have a play. And
Marty McFly either.
as they get a base runner at first. Max Stassi comes up to
Matthew Broderick? No.
No, I forget who. But there's actual footage with the original,
is in for a strike.
and they just didn't. they just did not like the
Got one close, ruled a ball,
chemistry that
and the count's 2-1.
him and Christopher Lloyd.
2-1 pitch is in there, and the count is even. In the dirt. Payoff pitch.
Not to mention, apparently, after I'm drawing a total blank on the actor's name, I've watched the story about it. The directors didn't like the fact that he actually complained about the script. He said it made no sense why Marty remembered both timelines, but like nobody in his family recognized him. Like, how did George not recognize his son as the guy that helped him when he was a teenager? And to those people, I just say you're reading way too much into the movie. Just enjoy it for what it was.
The new pitcher in the game, Ryan Baker, hasn't pitched in the last 3 days. Here's the pitch, runner on the go. One away, tie game. Go-ahead run stands at first. Next offering.
I really do look at that way, though. Like, you can choose to overanalyze something if you want, or you can just enjoy it for what it is.
Yep.
Down on strikes, and he knew it. Back to the top of the Angels lineup. Here's the shortstop at the plate. John Birdie. That one's in there, 0-1. Next one off the plate inside. And the count even 1-1. Check swing. He went. And the count 1-2.
You know, a movie I'd love to sit down and watch with you, especially since you're, you know, always, well, not always, but occasionally have questions about my work and whatnot. I'd love to sit down and watch Ladder 49 with you sometime.
And the inning is over. Archie Bradley gets the call from the pen.
Yeah, we gotta start on Breaking Bad. When do you want to start on Breaking Bad, dude?
I've sort of, like, no, I've sort of been waiting for you on that one, because you said something, and then, like, I said something about wanting to watch it, or wanting to start watching it myself, and then you said something about wanting to watch it with me, and then I said, cool, and I was like, and then
Yeah.
you kind of never say anything else. I was like,
let's try to squeeze a little bit in, see what you think of it before Obi-Wan comes along.
that's fine. I mean, I realize, because there's a lot of seasons of that's going to be more of a long-term.
Yeah, if you end up liking it, it'll take
it's
a while.
it's not going to be something that's going to be, okay, we're going to get it done in a month. Now, I am embarrassed to admit that the very first watch through of Grey's Anatomy I ever did, because I had I had a staycation from work one time a few years back, and
Oh no.
I literally binge watched that entire show in 5 days.
Oh my gosh. Just torture to me. I ended up watching something for that long.
Oh, I thought you were talking specifically that show.
No, just anything of. If I went all the way through it like that, oh my gosh, I'd be so exhausted.
So are you watching that new Moon Knight or whatever it is?
Nah. I had no interest. I mean,
See, that's one of the things like that frustrates me with the Marvel universe. Like, I never got into the comics. I was never big into comics.
yeah.
Like, I like the different Marvel cartoons and the DC cartoons and whatnot. But like all these obscure people that they're coming up with, like,
Yeah, it's a little far-fetched.
Midnight's not really that obscure, though.
well, I don't mean obscure, but like I'm gonna be honest, I'd never even. I'll give you a perfect example, and feel free to pick on me if you
gotta
want.
be a comic book fan. I mean, that's how I think it's obscure.
Well, no, but I was gonna say I don't think I think maybe like before the Deadpool movies came out, I think I'd only heard of 1 or 2 references of Deadpool in my life.
that sprint
my.
speed.
2 down. Go ahead, run in scoring position. The next pitch misses, and the count is 1-2.
The only reason I might watch Moonlight or Moon Knight, whatever he is because Oscar Isaac plays him.
Ready for the bottom of the 8th. So in now for the Angels, David Fletcher.
Which supposedly, I don't know if it's actually still happening, supposedly he got casted as Solid Snake and they're going to make a Metal Gear movie.
Oh, that started and ended pretty quickly. No messing around right there. That's a good sound coming off the bat, man. And as he connected out from left into the outfield, that's one of those swings where you just don't even feel the ball hit the barrel. That's a pure stroke.
Next pitch way upstairs. Fletcher gets his lead at first with nobody out. Swing and a miss, and he was fooled. Ground ball left side could be 2. Off balance feet, here's 1. How about that double play?
Figures, whenever I just want to play a game and then go to bed, it looks like I might end up in extra innings.
Naturally.
The other day I turned on a game and I was going to stream it and play it before work, and I ended up in extra innings, and I'm like, it figures. Or no, I didn't end up in extra innings. That was the offensive explosion game. It's like, figures, when I have all the time in the world, I can't score any runs. And the game goes by quick.
Oh, yeah.
And the first pitch misses for ball 1. Ripped to third and caught. New inning getting started. Now here's Chris Owens.
How do you...
Bradley back to work. That misses off the outside edge. Up and in, and he gets out of the way.
Straighten him up a little bit.
So here's an interesting question, though, with Mike Trout, since he's widely considered the Mickey Mantle of this generation. If he never makes a World Series or wins a World Series, does he instantly become one of those guys like a Dan Marino to be one of the best players to never win a championship?
In the air, left.
I mean, if you're going to be considered the Mickey Mantle of your sport, but never win a championship, you'd have to be on that list somewhere.
Cedric Mullins, the next to hit for the Orioles.
Even though I do think it's a little different for baseball than it is other sports.
Didn't take long to get a result for that at bat. Solid swing from start to end.
Yeah.
On time with everything.
Once they get the expanded playoffs going, we won't have to worry about it. Everybody can win all the time.
And he's back.
Well, the expanded playoffs are starting this year.
Next to hit, Ryan Mountcastle. On the ground, 2 ball. Fletcher over to second, double play. And that sends us to the bottom. Back in Anaheim, Justin Upton at the plate.
T-Mobile, yeah, found it.
Bottom of the 9th.
Back now as they hand the ball to a fresh arm to start the bottom of the 9th. Number 74.
When I grow up, I want to be Frog. But I never said I want to grow up. It's like they said in Peter Pan, it's awful being a grown-up.
And downstairs.
Terrible, Charles Barkley.
How do you...
Right-hander kick steals. Strike 2.
I don't get Stadium Computer.
Whoa, there's a limit to user edited teams?
What's that?
I have reached a limit of user edited teams. I can restore a previously edited team or enable online storage. Enabling online storage allows me to edit my entire league. It would require a connection to the 2K Sports server. Oh, okay. Oh, so I could do it. I just have to enable online saves. Okay.
Oh God, I thought you'd have had a cow if you'd have gone through all that and been told, stop.
They say you win. Righty to the plate. Not even close there.
I'll tell you what, with what you're doing, with what you're setting up to do, Amish,
Yeah.
you ought to check out one of my favorite YouTubers, GoGlover9.
Yeah?
He created an entire league, calls it the XBA. He's got like episodes and episodes up. It's him and his brother that run it.
Mm-hmm. That's entertainment. I might follow him, actually, on Twitter.
Oh, I do follow him on Twitter.
Yeah, I might.
Oh.
This one popped up. Foul ground first base side.
He's got a Cubs franchise he's doing.
Well, that's a frustrating into the at-bat for the hitter right there. I mean, that pitch was right down the middle. I think he got a little too excited, came out of his mechanics.
And I got it to extra innings.
Mullins makes the catch. Now, we're in on to extra innings. Now it's the switch hitting outfield. Anthony Santander. Here comes the pitch. Ball one there. And a 1-0. This one lifted in the air, left field. Pulls it down and he makes the catch. And there's one away.
Well, such a confidence boost for a reliever to come into the ball game and get the first hitter he faces. Just makes everything slow down a little bit, and then from there can really settle in.
Mancini in the box now takes a cold strike. Activity in the bullpen for the Angels. Ryan Tepera getting ready to come in for Joe Maddon. 0-2 as he waves at that one.
Two pretty nasty sliders to get this hitter in an 0-2 count.
Come on.
Up in the zone and spin on it if it's down.
Got him! And to a later. And now it's going to be Ramon Urias, known for his late inning heroics. And he swings and misses at the initial.
How do you get rid of the on-field bullpen? This is so stupid.
Into center.
Oh my God. Mike Trout just made a diving play to save the game. Damn you, Trout.
So a new arm out of the bullpen. He has a slider with tons of movement. And first offering is fouled off. And a pitch. Swing and a miss. And the count is 0-2. Next offering is fouled back. Now a high fly ball out to left center. McKenna under it. And there's one away. Here's David Fletcher. Line drive, base hit.
That's the game.
Third headed for the plate. Across his left inning.
Social man.
I lost in extras
Well, why'd you do that?
because of the stupid extra inning rule.
Well, you should have scored a run in extra innings with the extra inning rule.
You're right. I should have, but I'm not as talented. I'm not as talented as Frog.
I don't understand why you can't change the bullpen layout on Stadium Creator.
Because you cannot. Actually, I'm going to try to do these 2 daily moments before I go. Because I think it'll get me 5 packs.
Here's the left fielder, Austin Hayes. Leading off for the Orioles, the left fielder. There's the strike, and the man
Pitch 2 innings to drink it.
on the mound, rapid Robert Feller had a way of getting in hitters' heads like only a few pitchers ever have. That fastball at the bottom of the zone can be very effective. Just got to keep it.
I still like that line in Major League. They say they play baseball in Cleveland, or you still have a team. And he's like, yeah, we got uniforms and everything.
very hard to pick up out of his hand. Swing and a miss, struck him out.
I could be wrong, but I have not seen that movie on TV, on MLB Network, anywhere since
Pitch misses inside.
Cleveland changed their name. I'm wondering it. That was one of my fears. I was wondering if that movie was kind of going to go by the wayside.
You don't know what to do at the plate. You're either swinging or you're ducking.
The 2-0 is in for a strike.
Which is sad because they were great movies.
So I own them. They can never take it away from you.
And a miss, 3-2 now.
I mean, the first 2 were good. I don't know about Back to the Minors.
Now 2 away. Next to hit, Cedric Mullins. In there for strike one. Bob Feller was only 17 years old when he made his major league debut, and it did not take long for him to make a name for himself. And the right-hander deals. Stays alive. The 0-2.
Gotta love the irony that before moving to Baltimore, the team that became the Orioles were the St. Louis Browns, and before moving to Baltimore, the Ravens were the Cleveland Browns.
Bottom of the second. Stepping in, the long ball threat, Ryan Mountcastle.
That always seems so weird to me. Like,
Kicks and fires. Pitches. Moving under this one. Makes the catch, and there's one gone. Anthony Santander, the next to hit for the Orioles. In there, and it's 0-1. And a foul ball. No score here in the second. Next offering down in the dirt. And down on strikes. And there's 2 down.
Who's
2 outs, bases empty.
Irish 3?
Arias, the next to hit for the Orioles. Fought off foul. Second inning here, no score. Pulls that one foul.
huh?
I said, who's the Irish 3?
Irish
Ball lifted left field.
guy, me and
Mercado makes the catch. And
Amos know, or me and Amish know. I threw him in there and thought he might want to pop in, but he didn't. I want those show packs. Actually, as much as I want to, I gotta go. It's almost midnight.